Anything for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call to order the Cuyahoga County Council regular meeting of Tuesday, September the 9th. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Calling the roll, Ms. Conwell? Here. Mr. Jones? Here. Mr. Hairston? Here. Ms. Simon? Here. Mr. Greenspan? Here. Mr. Miller? Here. Mr. Brady? Here. Mr. Germana? Here. Mr. Gallagher?
Here.
Mr. Strawn?
Here.
And Ms. Conley?
Here.
There is a quorum.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
It's a wrap.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For our silent meditations, we'd like everyone to reflect on their own personal reflections. All right, moving on to item 5. Is there any public comment related to the agenda?
Yes, Madam Chair, Reverend Pamela Pinckney Butts would like to address several items that are on the agenda.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here. We're blessed in spite of some things that took place today. Resolutions of concern and consideration. The NOACA resolution, item 217, which has inclusive of item 033 and 034, which you have been making some amendments to. I'd like to, as you enter into this contract and this agreement with NOACA, I'd like for you to have a record of arrest records that are being used for the use of public transportation in Cuyahoga County, as well as the surrounding counties that you are affected by and impacted by, because I'd like to see how our transportation system countywide and in this NOACA process is being used for the assistance of people versus police officers getting on vehicles using an occasion to arrest people on warrants and other types of things. I'd like to see how the transportation system is being beneficial so that funding can be allocated more appropriately. For instance, when people get out of the county jail or the city jail, they do not give bus passes anymore. So a person is stuck downtown, and if they're homeless, they don't have any other resources. And then the transportation system is used again to reincarcerate them. And as you make your contract and agreement with NOACA in terms of your settlements, please see how that is affecting the community. We don't want a bad name. A good name is better than silver and gold and fine meat. For the veterans scholarships at Tri-C, I would like to know who this information is being made available to, and are these veterans who have a clear bill of health in terms of mental illness, or physical illness? Are they people who have been impacted through the insurance company for some of their medical care? Are they getting proper transportation so that they can complete their education? And what other benefits are available through this educational scholarship process for the veterans? For the animal shelter, the dog adoptions, I did address some of my concerns previously, and I am one who totally disagrees with animals being abused. But I do have a concern that there is more provision being made for dogs and cats than there are for women who are being abused. And I want us to look at what provisions are being made for females who are being abused. Not that we need to take away from animals being abused and animals being adopted, but I believe that too much funding is being spent and not enough funding is being spent to address violence against women and also still violence against children. And I do not want animals sacrificed also as a result of people abusing women and children. And I have some other resolutions, and if appropriate time would be acceptable, I will share that information with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
No, Madam Chair.
Item 6, the approval of the minutes. The minutes of the Committee of the Whole of August 26, 2014 are available in your package on page 11, and the regular meeting of August 26 on page 13. If you've had an opportunity to review those minutes, we will entertain a motion to adopt them as circulated.
So Second.
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by Mr. Sharon. Any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. The minutes are adopted. I don't have any items for announcement tonight, so is there any messages from the county executive?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We're going to get Mr. Germana to his meeting on time this evening. Item 9, legislation introduced by council. Item A, consideration of resolutions of council for first reading and referral to committee. Madam Clerk.
Resolution number 2014-0217, a resolution approving and concurring with amendments made to the Northeast Ohio Area-Wide Coordinating Agency Code of Regulations on July 11, 2014, as shown in NOACA Resolution numbers 2014-033 and 2014-034, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This matter will be referred to Council Operations Committee. B, committee reports and consideration of a resolution of council for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. We need a motion to suspend Rule 9D.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rule. Second.
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by Mr. Germana to suspend Rule 9D that would require a third reading. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. The rule is suspended. Madam Clerk.
Resolution number 2014-0204, a resolution authorizing payments to Cuyahoga Community College and Cleveland State University, each in the amount of $30,233.40 for scholarships for veterans residing in Cuyahoga County, authorizing the county executive to negotiate and execute any necessary contract or other documents for same, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective. Also, my apologies to Mr. Gallagher that I left his name off as a co-sponsor, so I apologize for that, and I will be adding him to the resolution.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Shrine and seconded by Mr. Greenspan. Did you want to be
Yeah.
heard on this, Mr. Greenspan?
Thank you, Madam President. Members of council, this is part of the resolution, or the resolution, we passed last year regarding the unspent use of the funds from the Veteran Service Commission. If you recall, in that resolution, 20% of the funds were to be spent towards veteran scholarships at Tri-C and at Cleveland State in an equal proportion, 10% each. There was a question raised regarding the number of veterans that had taken advantage of the program in the last year, and we did receive those statistics. And at Cleveland State, and these are for veterans that are no longer eligible for the GI Bill benefits. At Cleveland State last year, 49 veterans received scholarships totaling $68,800. And at Tri-C, 146 veterans received scholarships with the use of these funds. So I just wanted to emphasize the effectiveness of this program. The money did go directly to individual veterans through those respective institutions, and I urge my colleagues for their support on this. Even though it is significantly less than last year, it will be no less meaningful to those veterans who are eligible to participate in the program. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, Mr. Sharon?
Yes, I do support this measure, and I'm proud as a veteran to be on this resolution. I just urge my colleagues to remember the other excess funds that have rolled in, that we do this year remember the Fisher House, because we are now the single largest veterans hospital in the country not to have a Fisher House out there supporting it, and we're at $1.6 million towards a $3 million target to actually break ground on that. And if everything goes well, that could be done by this spring, and it would be very impactful for this county to take a lead role on that.
Madam President,
Yes.
I'd like my name added, but I appreciate the feedback from Councilman Greenspan about, it's a good figure of how many people have taken advantage of this fund, and I will get back to the council as well with the housing component that I contributed to. I know of a couple houses at least that veterans have moved into as a result of this. So it's good feedback to know it's working.
Okay, any other discussions? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and I should really voice my continuing support for this whole concept Mr. Greenspan came up with. This was money that would have gone back into the general fund from the Veterans Service Commission, and we're now using it for veterans right here in the community. And Mr. Germana. All right, item C, committee reports and consideration of an ordinance of council for second reading.
Ordinance number 2014-0016, an ordinance amending section 106.06 of the Cuyahoga County Code to establish copying costs for public records.
This matter will be moved to September 23rd for third reading. D, consideration of an ordinance for third reading adoption.
Ordinance number 2014-0024, an ordinance setting the fee structure for Cuyahoga County Animal Shelter dog adoptions and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
Moved by Ms. Simon and seconded by Ms. Conwell. Ms. Simon, did you want to be heard on this?
Sure, just briefly. We had a committee meeting on this, and I spoke briefly last time when we were at our council of a whole meeting that this gives the shelter flexibility to change on occasion the adoption fees at the kennel to accommodate times when there's an overpopulation beyond, their capacity. And rather than euthanizing dogs, this would give them a chance to adopt them out at special events. And they've been doing such a stellar job. I want to say this statistic again. When we got here with the new government, the euthanasia rate was close to 50%, 46 plus. Now we are down to 11.8%. And of that percentage, most of those dogs, if not all, are very ill or aggressive. So this is a model actually through the country. There's not, I think, another shelter that's a county-run shelter that's doing as well. So I have to tout that as a huge success that we don't always hear about. So thank you. It'd be great if you can support this.
Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. All right, item 10, legislation introduced by the executive. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and adoption or suspension of the rules. These are items that need immediate attention, so we need a motion to suspend Rule 9D and 12A.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules.
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by Mr. Germana. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. The rules are suspended. Madam Clerk.
Resolution number 2014-0218, a resolution amending the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget for 2014 by providing for an additional fiscal appropriation from the general fund and other funding sources in order to meet the budgetary needs of a county department, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Ms. Conwell. Now, is this the bicycle pedestrian bridge that we discussed earlier in the committee of the whole? All right, any more discussion on that? For those in the public who are interested, we had a long discussion about this during the committee of the whole and discussed all the various ramifications and the long-range ramifications. So I think everyone is satisfied that this is a proper appropriation of the funds. Is there any other questions or discussions? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. So that's a step closer to our pedestrian bridge. And next item.
Resolution number 2014-0219, a resolution approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and International Union, United Automobile, Aerospace, and Agricultural Implement Workers of America, UAW Region 2B, Local 70, representing approximately 9 employees in the classification of Court Security Officer at the Sheriff's Department for the period January 1, 2013 through December 31, 2015, directing that funds necessary to implement the collective bargaining agreement be budgeted and appropriated, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Schron and seconded by Mr. Germana. This item was just explained to us in executive session, and it involved 9 employees in court security, and it's consistent with the pattern that we have negotiated with other employees over the last 2 years. Is there any other discussion on this item?
That's it. We recommend approval.
And the administration is recommending approval. Any other questions? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. All right, B, consideration of resolution for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2014-0220, a resolution amending the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget for 2014 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations from the general fund and other funding sources, for appropriation transfers between budget accounts, and for cash transfers between budgetary funds in order to meet the budgetary needs of various county departments, offices, and agencies, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Okay, this matter will go to the Committee of the Whole, and we'll have to set a date on that.
Resolution number 2014-0221, a resolution approving amendments to amended and restated lease agreement and amended and restated sublease and operating agreement with Cuyahoga County Convention Facilities Development Corporation in connection with the Cleveland Convention Center and the Global Center for Health Innovation, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendments and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This matter will go to the Committee of the Whole.
Resolution number 2014-0222, a resolution authorizing a revenue-generating utility agreement with City of Highland Heights for maintenance and repair of storm sewers, sanitary sewers, and water lines located in County Sewer District Number 3, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This matter will go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2014-0223, a resolution accepting the rates as determined by the Budget Commission, authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county fiscal officer, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This goes to Finance and Budget. C, Committee Reports and Consideration of a Resolution for Second Reading. Madam Clerk.
Resolution number 2014-0211, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to MCPC Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $337,951.20 for wireless infrastructure analysis, hardware, and installation services for the period June 1, 2014 through December 31, 2016. Authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This matter we passed till September 23rd. We had a long discussion about it in Finance and Budget, so anyone from the public who would like more details can go and look or listen to the comments from the Finance Committee of last week. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading, adoption under suspension of the rules. We need a motion to suspend Rule 9D.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rule.
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by Mr. Jemana to suspend Rule 9D to waive the third reading on these items. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Madam Clerk.
Resolution number 2014-0206, a resolution amending resolution number 2014-0052 dated February 25th, 2014, which expressed support for the Cleveland 2016 Host Committee Incorporated's efforts to secure a national presidential convention in Cleveland in 2016 to allow the use of certain county facilities on a rent-free basis as set forth in a county service agreement with Cleveland 2016 Host Committee Incorporated and SMG, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Moved by Mr. Schron and seconded by Mr. Gallagher. Any discussion on this item? I figured, I was kind of waiting. I was hoping that, you know.
Allowing one of the three of us to do it.
I was going to call you out on this. We had a long discussion about this in the Committee of the Whole. I think everyone's fully apprised of it. We had lots of questions and were answered. And is there any other discussion regarding this?
I think it's going to a terrific event, and I think that the public should be really thrilled to have this here when the next president gets nominated out of here. Thank you.
I will not repeat my comments from the last meeting. All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. All right. I'm going to run out of room in my house. I live right by the rapids. Okay, next item.
Resolution number 2014-0207, a resolution amending resolution number 2014-0040 dated April 22nd, 2014, which authorized a purchase and sale agreement with Playhouse Square Foundation for the sale of the Lowe's building. To clarify that the county is transferring all county-owned properties associated with the Lowe's building, authorizing the county executive to execute all documents consistent with this resolution and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Shrine and seconded by Mr. Germana. Did you want to be heard on this, Mr. McCoofer? It was just, I guess this was just some technical things we had to pick up. We voted on this, several months ago, to transfer the Lowe's building. I guess there was some issues about the legal descriptions and
Precisely. I think the issue is the property is bigger than the Lowe's building, and the original resolution just included the Lowe's building, which was the subject of the lease. But there is the property that's used as a staging area for the Lowe's building. So we wanted the resolution to be very clear that it's the entire not just the singularity of the Lowe's building.
Okay. All right, any other questions? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Next item.
Resolution number 2014-0208, a resolution making an award on requisition number 30449 to Cleveland Clinic Foundation in the amount of $125,000 for the sale of county-owned property commonly known as the former Metro Health Clement Center, located at 2500 East 79th Street, Cleveland, authorizing the county executive to execute the purchase and sale agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Second. Moved by Mr. Jones and seconded by Ms. Conwell. Any discussion on this?
And Madam President, I'd just like to share that this, the intended use is for parking during the main campus's renovations starting in spring of 2015. Of course, they'll have shuttles and security during the business hours. As the legislation states, the price is $125,000. The environmental impact will conform to Cleveland Clinic's guidelines and development standards. A few other comments are that they are putting 10% of earnest money down up front. There will be an accelerated closing of 40 days without contingencies. They are paying cash towards this project. And again, it is a demolition of a piece of property that has serious structural problems in it, a dilapidated building. By transforming it into a parking lot, and in future use, they will be collaborating with Fairfax Development Corporation to develop more than just a parking lot, but bring something to the community, which is not clarified exactly what will happen, but something positive in the near future for this site. So this is a good project, and I do support and ask for my colleagues' support on this.
All right, any other questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Next item.
Resolution number 2014-0209, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1100-590 with Reserve Apartments Limited for lease of office space located at 1701 East 12th Street, Cleveland, for use by various county divisions and a department for the period October 1, 2011 through September 30, 2014, to extend the time period to September 30, 2015, to change the scope of services effective July 31st, 2014 and October 1, 2014, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $257,100.72. Authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Jones and seconded by Ms. Conwell. Mr. Jones.
Well, the primary goal is to extend the terms of the lease for an additional 12 months. Currently, Successful Work and Learn is housed there. They're doing excellent, Work and Learn is there doing excellent work. And the square footage that is needed is being reduced as a result of our new headquarters. So I do support this for passage.
All right, any questions? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Matter is adopted. Resolution is adopted. Next item.
Resolution number 2014-0210, a resolution making an award on requisition number 31337 to Parsons Brinkerhoff Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $2,808,412 for architectural engineering design services for the pedestrian and bicycle bridge from the malls to the lakefront project for the period September 9, 2014 through December 31, 2016, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Moved by Mr. Sharon and seconded by Ms. Conwell. We had extensive discussions just prior to this meeting in the Committee of the Whole regarding this matter. So this is the contract for the architectural design for a pedestrian bridge. It would connect the convention center area, the mall areas to the lakefront. So is there any comments or questions regarding this matter? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. First step to our bridge.
Resolution number 2014-0213, a resolution authorizing amendments to contracts with various providers for operation of Ohio Means Jobs, Cleveland, Cuyahoga County Service Centers for the period July 1, 2013 through June 30, 2014, to extend the time period to June 30, 2015, and for additional funds, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendments and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the contracts, the agencies, and in the amounts not to exceed as printed on the agenda.
Adopt.
Moved by Ms. Simon and seconded by Ms. Conwell. Ms. Simon?
Thank you, Madam President. This simply addresses the workforce development so-called one-stop shop, and this is setting forth the providers for that function, to provide a one-stop shop for applicants to come in and get resources for training.
All right, any questions on this item? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution number 2014-0214, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1300-368 with United Labor Agency Incorporated for employer services for the period July 1, 2013 through June 30, 2014, to extend the time period to June 30, 2015, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,400,000, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Moved by Ms. Simon and seconded by Mr. Schrein. Ms. Simon?
Discussion about this item in committee, and actually it was quite lively. We talked about the service that's provided herein that allows for employer input as to what actual job opportunities exist versus old way of doing things with training when individuals were trained for jobs that really weren't available in the area. So this is part of the whole restructuring of how we train and make sure that they're going to match up with potential employment.
Madam President?
Mr. Schrein?
Yeah, just comment on that. And I think that we have somebody out in the audience who was instrumental in changing that direction, Mr. Benders, when he, and should be recognized here as being the one who changed that direction from employee oriented to employer needs and to be training actually for job tasks as opposed to working around training for any individual job. So it was need-based, based on actual jobs, and Mr. Bender needs a tip of the hat for having been the one to put that in place.
Okay, any other comments or questions? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Next item.
Resolution number 2014-0216, a resolution authorizing a contract with Starting Point in the amount not to exceed $859,541 for administration of various initiatives of the Universal Pre-Kindergarten Program for the Invest in Children program for the period August 1, 2014 through July 31, 2015, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
By Ms. Simon and seconded by Ms. Conwell. Ms. Simon.
Thank you, Madam President. This is simply a contract with Starting Point to administer as it states, the universal pre-K program that continues to expand and grow. And as my colleague, Councilman Germana, wants to say, it's misleading that it's not universal. However, it's aspirational, and we hope to achieve that goal one day. It's a very effective program in the county.
Yeah, we did have a long discussion regarding this in the committee meeting. All right, any questions? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the ayes have it. E, consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2014-0199, a resolution amending resolution number 2013-0201, dated September 24, 2013, which authorized an award to Woods Cove III LLC as purchaser and Lien Servicing LLC as servicer for the sale of tax lien certificates by removing the amount not to exceed $25 million, authorizing the county executive to execute all documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Mr. Brady. All right, Mr. Miller, do you want to be heard?
Yes, Madam President and my colleagues, this resolution simply says that this is going to be a 3-year contract limited in time as opposed to limited to a specific dollar amount, so it removes the $25 million cap.
All right, any other questions or comments? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the ayes have it.
Resolution number 2014-0200, a resolution establishing a list of certified providers for occupational skills training services for the individual training account system for the period July 1, 2014 through June 30, 2016, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreements and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the providers as listed on the agenda.
Moved by Ms. Simon and seconded by Mr. Germana. Ms. Simon.
Just, this provides the list of providers for the program stated with workforce development, so.
So
they've
these
been-
are just the eligible, we may not give
Correct.
money to all of them, just those who are eligible.
Right. They qualify, and we just need to list them now and as part of the process.
Okay. Any questions? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the ayes have it. Moving right along, miscellaneous committee reports. Down this way, Mr. Greenspan.
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. My committee will meet on the 15th, on Monday at 9 a.m. to discuss the item referred to committee and Mr. Brady's transition plan for the executive. Thank you. 9 a.m. I hope, if I said 8, I sincerely apologize.
We're finally getting there. All right.
I'm good with 8 o'clock.
I'm good at 8 o'clock, 7:30, 7 o'clock.
Madam President and my colleagues, Finance and Budget will meet at our regular time on Monday afternoon, the 15th at 1 p.m. Thank you.
The Health and Human Services Committee will meet at 1 o'clock on the 17th. We're going to have a presentation by Director Rideout.
Anyone else? Ms. Cowell?
I don't have a meeting this week, but just wanted to give the HR committee a heads up, September 30th, so it will be, usually our due time would be the 16th, but waiting on a vote from the PRC. They need to come and present something to us, so committee will be on the 30th at 10 o'clock. That's
And Madam President, the Public Works Committee will meet at its regular scheduled time of Wednesday, September 17th at 11 a.m. to deal with the items referred today.
Madam President and Council, my committee, Environmental and Education Committees, meeting on Wednesday, September 24th at 10 a.m. to discuss the Sustainability Department at 10 a.m. It's a special time. We're going to need some time to discuss that, so I hope everybody can come. And we will reschedule a date to hear the consumer affairs issues now that Councilman Brady's here, and maybe I can coordinate with him on rescheduling that for the fuel efficiency standard. September 24th, Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Anything else?
Madam Chair, if I may, all of these meetings will be held in council chambers except for Public Works on the 17th at 11 o'clock. That will be in Committee Room A. There's another HR, I think, presentation here that was previously scheduled in this room, so
Gave away my committee time. I'm just playing. Just playing.
11 a.m.
It's all right. Just
Anything, any miscellaneous business?
Yes, Council. Just like to share with everyone on September 15th, right here in this room, we will have our final public outreach meeting for our disparity study. So it's been a long time coming, but we are we see light at the end of the tunnel. We have collected all of the hard data for our study through a contractor, UQuant. That part is completed, and it's now time to flesh out the hard evidence with the personal stories, the anecdotal stories of contractors across this county, their experiences, whether good or bad with the county. We want to hear those things from you to add to our study. And after hearing those anecdotal stories and compiling that with our hard evidence, then we will find out what the results are and respond accordingly to what the data and the anecdotal stories tell us. So again, that will take place September 15th here in this room at 5:30. So I invite all contractors who would like to come and participate, share their experiences. Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
I have two things.
Yes.
Quickly, I'm going to be hosting, along with some colleagues in Euclid, a heroin summit on September 15th at 6:30 p.m. at the Euclid Library. So if anybody's in that area, please come and learn about this epidemic. As well as, I want to say that Dr. Esselstyn from the Cleveland Clinic is going to be here October 1st for the lunch series and talk about what he's been doing with diet and reversing heart disease. It's a big deal to have him here. He's nationally and internationally known for the work he's doing. So hope everybody can come for the lunch and learn that day.
Any public comment unrelated to the agenda?
Yes, Madam Chair, Reverend Pinckney Butts would like to address some non-agenda related items.
Let's go. We're good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Harrison had a point. We'll call you right back.
September 27th from 10 to 2 at the Cleveland Heights Community Center, I will be hosting a Community Connections Fair. We will have many of the county agency departments there, along with external agencies such as the Murders Taylor Board of Elections, Cleveland Heights Office of Aging, and many other organizations will be there. So, if anyone between hours of 10 to 2 who can utilize these services from the county and other external agencies, please send them. It'll be at the Cleveland Heights Community Center, September 27th from 10 till 2.
And let me add one thing to the disparity study public outreach meeting. UQuan is doing the hard study, hard evidence, but Griffin and Strong is the contractor leading the public outreach meeting, and that's important because emails are going out from them, and we want you to recognize that name, Griffin and Strong.
Thank you.
I have. Glad Councilwoman Simon reminded me about Lunch and Learn. It will be one this Thursday. I believe it's on the 5th floor, and we have a guest speaker talking about Parkinson's disease, and it will be Kalela Ali, who's coming to town, and she's willing to come to the county and share her experiences on Parkinson's. Thank you.
And that's the daughter of Muhammad Ali.
It is the wife, one of his wives.
Okay, I won't go there. Okay.
While you're doing your announcements, I want to remind you once again, I am the Cleveland Chapter Coordinator and Director for the Month of Resistance Against Mass Incarceration. It's a nationwide organization, and we will be having many events in October. And if the county would like to work with us on this endeavor, I would love to have you do so. My phone number for contact is 216-548-0820, and our email is stopmassincarcerationcleveland@yahoo.com. And on another note, I just would like to share some good news. There's a song that says, there's an army rising up to break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. And I just came as a good news preacher to you this evening to let you know that there is an army of people representing holiness that are willing to back you and support you in your endeavors to break every chain of this incarceration and these ailments that have befallen our city and our county and our nation. And I am working with those people to see that it happens. I am, however, concerned that when I hear of people referring to us as Babylon downtown, Sodom and Gomorrah and Egypt, I would ask that you will look and review some more matters and concerns and see what your reputation, our reputation is, because this is my home and I take it very seriously when someone can make a mockery. It is time now for us to rise up in holiness and back to righteousness and not making deals and compromise and not letting money take precedence over our moralities. I am very concerned about some of the decisions that have been being made in terms of some of what I believe to be some of my First Amendment religious rights and vocal speaking rights. I don't agree with some of the decisions, but I'm not one that would get on a television and publicly embarrass my own hometown. But I would ask that you would review, because there is a wealth transfer taking place, and Ohio is scheduled to be the wealthiest state in the world if we would just go back to God and do what God is having us to do. I would be willing to sit down with you and share it, but I am not going to air dirty laundry publicly so that the enemy has a foothold to come in and take our county, our city, our state, and our nation down. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next meeting will be on September 23rd. At 2:30, we're going to be taking pictures, and Ms. Simon and Ms. Conwell and I have talked about this, and we have mandated that the color combinations will be red, white, and blue. So everyone dust off your blue suit with the red tie if you have it. Otherwise, you'll be standing out. Yeah, you can. Mr. Germanic can wear his same outfit again. And then at 2:30, at 3 o'clock rather, we'll be having a post-audit conference. This is not a public meeting, but this is for the state auditors to go over the audit, and then we'll have a regular meeting at 5 o'clock. So if there's nothing else for the good of the order, motion to adjourn? Hello, stand adjourned. Thank you.